Okay, so I guess we should go into a little bit of preamble of what are we going to be talking about today. The topic is, it's our saboteurs or our imposter voice or our gremlins, and it's that voice that we get inside of our head when we're doing something that's, maybe out of our comfort zone or doing something that we're not used to doing. And it's these voices that tell us that we're not good enough, we're not strong enough, we're not smart enough, and that really affects our psyche and takes us off our game. So let's talk about that. Saboteurs. So quickly, what are saboteurs? These are these voices that are inside of our head that whenever we're a little bit, kind of under pressure, under stress, that's when they really show themselves. When we're about to make a decision, it's these ones that are, it's a very negative voices, right? It's the ones that just don't think you're not doing it right. You might not be smart enough. You might not be seen well, meaning that you're going to think it's going to make you look really bad. There's a fear of failure. A lot of different voices. I know for me, a lot of what happens is that I'm going to fail. I'm going to be a failure at what I'm doing. That's a big one of my saboteurs, and it's got to be done right. And the other one that's a big one for me, my saboteur, is pleasing. I'm a pleaser. It gets me into trouble sometimes, right? Like you're not necessarily doing what you should be doing, but you're doing what you think other people want you to do. That's your pleaser. So, just came back from a day with a pharma client in Toronto where we were putting the reps through role plays, and they were role plays with real customers, but it was still in a artificial environment, so to speak. And what I witnessed was a lot of saboteurs in play there. And it just takes people off their game because they just get it in their head that they're not good, they're not doing a good job, they're being evaluated, they're going to look terrible. In reality, what's funny is that these are sometimes some of the best reps, just they don't perform very well in those situations when they're being watched or they're being evaluated like that. So how do you get rid of these saboteurs? So like I said, it's these negative voices, right? It's the negative voices that are in your head. You got to control them. Now, when we coach people, what we often get them in touch with is their sage. It's their, it's their inner wisdom. It's their inner self that they know they're good. They know they're okay. It's your best version of yourself. So when we coach people, actually, we take them through a journey that you get in touch with that person. I think probably the best example that I saw of this was working with a rep in Montreal. We were in downtown Montreal calling on some specialists. And I was shouting her for the day. And I am not, an expert in the field that she's in or an expert with the specialists that we were meeting with, but I am, a pretty good expert in human behaviors. We were working together for the day. We had been to, I think, 3 previous calls, different customers. And each of those calls were great. Like, we were going into situations with patients and cases that she really had to, dig deep in terms of her knowledge and try and figure out solutions to help them out. Excellent job. Very confident, knew her stuff. We get to this 4th customer, and it's this customer that she already had like this idea that she didn't have a good relationship with them or didn't like her or whatever. So we go in, and pretty much as soon as the first sentence came out of her mouth and the first question that came from the physician, I saw this highly confident individual and capable sales rep kind of turn into this blubbering fool. It's the same person. She's got the same knowledge. This customer was no smarter than the 3 that we saw before, or no better. What had happened is that her saboteurs had got a strong hold of her. So we get back to her car after the call, and I just went into coaching mode, and I just asked her, I go, so what happened there? And then she kind of went down about, he doesn't like me, he doesn't have respect me, he doesn't do any of this. And then I gave her my observation of what I saw from his perspective, and that none of that exists. He actually rather likes you. He asks you those questions because he knows you can probably answer them. But her inner voices, her saboteurs on the inside, had control of her. So as we coached through the session for the next half hour, I helped her get in touch with essentially this capable person that who she is. To give her some tools that the next time she goes in to really, it's kind of like this, being able to talk yourself into that, yes, I am good. I do know what I'm talking about. Step one in all this is got to be self-aware. You've got to know when you're in these saboteurs. That's why coaches are so great. Because when you're talking with a coach hears when you're speaking from a place of saboteurs or when you're speaking from your true self. They can hear it, they can call it out. They'll help you get back to sort of who you really are. So the first step, self-awareness, be aware of when your saboteurs get a hold of you, and then get in touch with that seed. Get in touch with that true self, that one that can really guide you. Let's ride.